You seem uncomfortable. Do I make you nervous, Corky?
No.
Thirsty, maybe.
Curious, maybe.
That's funny. I'm feeling a little bit curious myself.
For the love of pod, if you wish to destroy me, then destroy me. Accuse me of exposing political chicanery and the evils of the state, and I will plead guilty. But what pod can face arraignment on the idiocy of youth? Old love letters and other pathetic objects stuffed in drawers or in the bottom of cupboards. Things kept for a day when we would need to be reminded that we were once loved. Welcome to Pleasers.
And Punishers.
Where we talk about movies that people love to watch.
Movies that ruin your today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
And all things kinky and queer.
I'm Caitlin of the North.
And I'm May, Satan's boy I could never be, Schultz.
And today we're discussing, is being a fornicating, sacrilegious bitch and filthy whore a viable vocation? Or should we all just get back to the gutter where we belong? That's right, everyone. It's 1971 or two's The Devils, directed by Ken Russell, starring Vanessa Redgrave and Oliver Reed's mustache.
Oh, that mustache.
Ooh.
I would take a ride on that mustache, I'm not going to lie.
This is the movie that made me look at Oliver Reed before they shave his head and go,
Oh, yeah.
uh-huh, yes, please, I see it.
Okay, well, you've already heard that voice. It's Nunsploitation Month, and a film this immense demands help. So today we are joined by someone you may know from the excellent revenge movie Perfectly Good Moment. Writer, actor, filmmaker, and podcaster, Amanda Jane Stern.
Yes, I would absolutely ride Oliver Reed's mustache. There's no question about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't even need to ask this question. But yeah, I mean, like, I would totally ride Oliver Reed's mustache, and I would let him do pretty much whatever he wanted to me.
Oh, like, it was one of those things that I love when we first see him, like, coming up in the whole procession, and they're just talking about, like, how beautiful he is, and I'm like, I love how British he looks.
Yes.
Like, this would never be, like, a U.S. film star coming through. Like, he's so magnetic, and
It's kind
absolutely.
of a Matt Berry thing.
Yep.
It's so, I was going to say, we don't let stars look like this anymore, and we don't, but they can kind of get away with it when they're British. Now, am I mad that Matt Berry is doing that evil that thing? Yeah. Yes, I'm pissed. I took
he's
him
still
off the board.
very
I know
handsome.
he is. He's very handsome. It's that thing. There's like, it's a weird kind of dangerous sexy, but also fun.
Yes, a
swagger.
little rough and tumble. Yes.
Yeah, there's something about British men like that I'm just like, I would.
Oh, I mean, you've seen my movie,
Just
May.
burly.
I have. I have. And audience out there, if you have not watched Perfectly Good Moment, it is streaming on Tubi for free. Still, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's got a British male lead. Amanda wrote, directed,
Did not
and
direct.
starred in. Oh, you did not direct. God damn it. I always
no.
forget that.
No. I love my
Okay,
director.
but you wrote and starred in
Yeah.
it. And it is, I mean, you already know it's a revenge film.
Yep.
I love it. And it
Thank you.
was such a cathartic watch for me when I saw it. And, you know, I've talked on plenty of podcasts. I'm a multiple abusive relationship survivor. So just the delicious form of revenge in that movie is fantastic. And it is very unique in that respect.
Well, you know, I wanted her to get away with it and not end up in jail or to have people be like, but she's 5'2" and he's 6'3". How would that work? Because I am 5'2" and he's 6'3". I know I'm tiny. I wasn't going to J-Lo and enough him. That would not work.
Okay, well, speaking of movies, since we're here to talk about The Devils, let's get into some role play.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite? Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim. All your life.
Okay. Normally, I write my own synopsis for every movie we cover. It's something I truly love doing. But I found myself struggling to do that with this film. So I pulled the synopsis from Wikipedia. Please don't hate me. It's actually pretty well written. And as usual, we're going to go through this and we're probably going to discuss things as they come up. Mm-hmm. But remember, these are not exactly my words. So if it sounds off in tone, that's why.
I take it we all watched the uncut version, yes?
Yes. Yeah, okay. And that's what this synopsis reference is.
The only version I've ever seen.
Same.
I saw the uncut one. The cut one.
Is that where they put the foreskin back on?
I was going to say.
Yes. I'm sorry. I did see on
cut.
TLC like over a decade ago about a guy who regrew his foreskins.
Oh my God. Interesting.
The recut one.
Yeah. The Franken we need.
Oh my God. Yeah, you belong on this podcast. This is amazing.
So you've seen the dog with the blanket and without the blanket. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm losing my metaphor here.
Yes. There's a lot less crucifix fucking in the hut version.
Yeah, there's
the
also
one that's lost a lot of
less
sensation.
nudity.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it also excises plot elements.
Yes. No, the sex is intrinsic to the plot in this movie. Mm-hmm. It is all important. None of these... Look, okay, I'm going to come out and say it. I don't think there's such thing as unnecessary sex scenes unless it's a cishet male writer, director who just wants to see tits, in which case, fuck right off.
Yes.
Otherwise...
I 100% agree with you.
Otherwise, it's important. It tells you, even if it's not plot, it tells you about characters. And all of the sex and nudity in this movie is so goddamn important.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. All right. So let's talk about what happens in this movie.
A lot of sex and nudity.
It's true.
So much.
In 1634 France, in the aftermath of religious wars, and forgive any French pronunciation here, feel free to correct me, Cardinal Richelieu, the French Catholic statesman, is influencing King Louis XIII in an attempt to gain further power. Richelieu seeks to consolidate...
I just like how you're saying it. You could probably just go, Richelieu. I think I always say Richelieu. I love it. I have to say, I only have one note, actually, that I took, and it says, Cardinal Richelieu is a crusty old testicle.
This is accurate.
And that's the only thing that I have.
But is he the left testicle or the right testicle?
Well, he is never going to be the right testicle.
Which is the smaller one?
There we go. So he seeks to consolidate his authority by systematically divesting France's feudal lords of their power and centralizing the country's government. Yeah, that's always a great idea. It's working out great for us here. He convinces Louis that fortifications of cities throughout France should be demolished to prevent Protestants from rising up. Louis agrees, but forbids Richelieu from carrying out demolitions in the fortified town of Loudun, having made a promise to its governor not to damage the town. Now, this movie, because I apparently went to a very different high school than either of you, I did not learn about this part of French history in my classes, so I did not know fortified towns were a real thing until I watched this film. I always thought it was something from fiction and speculative fiction. I did not realize these were, other than Kowloon Walled City, which I know about, I did not know this was a thing. So I found that very fascinating.
I won't say my high school went so in depth into this story. I don't think they wanted to teach us that. For valid reasons, a bunch of high school kids learning about this. Yep, you can imagine. there was a lot of like the religious wars and learning all about that history and Cardinal Richelieu and how, Catholicism and its schisms within other European countries. So I didn't learn the history that this is quite based on a true story. And not just the religious war thing, but the stuff that happens in this movie with the crucifix fucking is based on some real stuff. So A+. I learned that after, I think, the first time I watched this movie or sometime looking up the movie, years ago.
So in Ireland, one of the first invasions, or one of the, not first, because there's a lot, but one of the Norman invasions didn't go so well because the Irish were living really spread apart. And the Normans came in and built like fortified cities in walls. And what happened was they all got the plague and died. And the Irish are sitting outside the walls, far away from each other. No one's giving each other nothing. So there's a lot of abandoned, decaying Norman castles, a handful across Ireland because of this reason.
And they will all tell you stories about them. If you try.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Full history of everyone.
Meanwhile, in Loudun, where Catholics and Huguenots?
Huguenots.
Yeah, that's how I would.
Okay. That felt like
right.
a terrible video game.
I mean, okay, it's French, so you're right. You would not pronounce the H. You'd pronounce maybe two of these. You'd like Huguenot.
Okay, we'll go with that. That feels right. Where Catholics and Huguenots, who were largely Protestant, I believe, is like what they practice Protestantism.
Yeah.
Live in harmony. The governor has died, leaving control of the city to Urbain Grandier, a dissolute, proud, and popular priest.
And
he's also actually good. He's he's right.
I have a question about that later.
Oh, okay.
He is having an affair with a relative of Father Mignon. I'm not going to try and say his whole name. Father Mignon.
It just makes
another
me think of a
priest
filet,
in the town.
like Father Filet Mignon.
Exactly. Yeah, Father Filet Mignon. I like that.
He's not a snack, though.
Grandier is, however, unaware that the neurotic, hunchbacked sister Jeanne d'Agnes.
Well, you pronounce the S because it's next to an A. Des Anges.
Okay.
Jeanne
d'Ange.
Yep.
The abbess of the local Ursuline convent is sexually obsessed with him.
Yes,
Sister
she is.
Jeanne asks for Grandier to become the convent's new confessor, but he secretly marries another woman, Madeleine de Brau, and news of this reaches Sister Jeanne, who becomes jealous. When Madeleine returns a book by the foundress of the Ursuline convent, Angela Merici, that Sister Jeanne had earlier lent her, the abbess attacks her and accuses her of being a, quote, fornicator and sacrilegious.
I mean, who isn't?
Unrepentant sinner.
Ugh, God, yeah. Can you imagine being grabbed by a scary nun through a grate in a closed convent?
No.
Like, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
No, thank you. Not today.
Nope.
Yeah.
My dad once told a nun that I was afraid of habits, so...
So you have not watched the Nun movies?
I've watched all of them.
Oh.
I've watched everything in that universe.
Yeah, my bestie and I recently rewatched all the ones we had seen and also watched the ones we hadn't before we saw the new Conjuring in the theater. Yep. And I really like a lot of those movies, I'm not going to lie. But the two Nun movies are hands down the worst in the series.
Oh, I don't know. Some of the Abigails, I think, are pretty bad.
I haven't watched enough of any of them.
Well, maybe we should do a Conjuring Universe ranking episode sometime.
I think I have a ranking on Letterboxd.
Yep, same. Okay. Baron Jean de la Baudemont. Ooh, I think I actually got that
just call him Laundromat.
Yeah. Baron Laundromat arrives with orders to demolish the city's walls.
I was calling what's her butt that gets married to Grandier like not Anne Heche the entire time. So I know it's Gemma Jones, but I was just like, okay,
I was calling
not
her
Anne Heche.
the grandmother from God's Own Country.
I haven't seen that. So Baron Laundromat arrives in Loudun, overriding Grandier's orders to not demolish the city. Grandier summons the town soldiers and forces Laubardemont to back down, pending the arrival of an order for the demolition from King Louis. Grandier departs Loudun to visit the king. In the meantime, Sister Jeanne is informed by Father Mignon that he is to be their new confessor. She informs him of Grandier's marriage and affairs, and also inadvertently accuses him of witchcraft and possessing her.
I mean, she wants him to possess her.
Oh, yeah.
Mind, body, and soul.
Yep.
She wants her vagina to possess that penis.
She just wants to, like, suck it up.
Mignon relays this information to Laubardemont, and in the process, the information is pared down to just the claim that Grandier has bewitched the convent and dealt with the devil. With Grandier away from Loudun, Laubardemont and Mignon decide to find evidence against him. Laubardemont summons Inquisitor Father Pierre Barret, a professional witch hunter.
This guy.
God damn it.
Look, he's got 70s guy hair and really nice arms, so I hate that I am physically attracted to him.
May you're not alone.
Okay, good. We'll talk more about his character later.
He is awful, but you're not alone. And also, he kind of reminds me of the guy whose head gets turned around at the beginning of Casper.
Oh my god.
Which I think is a celebrity cameo, and I forget the celebrity.
Father Guido Sarducci.
Yes.
Oh, it's no problem.
That's the one.
Laubardemont summons Father Pierre Bar, professional witch hunter, whose interrogations involve depraved acts of exorcism, including the forced administration of enemas to his victims. And these are not like clean water enemas. These are like boiling hot herb water enemas.
And they're all true.
Exorcism enemas.
Yeah.
All the torture is real. I mean, these are things that Europeans did to each other.
Yeah,
and other people.
One of the differences in the uncut version and the cut version is that in the cut version, they make it seem like the enema is being administered to her as a vaginal douche, but
It's
in
not.
actuality, it is anally delivered. And yeah, somehow that is more horrifying.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
They had to line up those humors.
Yeah,
The humors
of course.
are all off, so obviously you're cold as a woman. We have to warm you up.
I mean, this is a woman who
demon out.
later masturbates with a bone. So
True. She's a little off, maybe.
just that.
So, during the course of this interrogation, Sister Jeanne claims that Grandier has bewitched her, and the other nuns do the same. A public exorcism erupts in a church in which the nuns remove their clothes and enter a state of religious frenzy. King Louis, in disguise as a duke, arrives, claiming to be carrying a holy relic which can exorcise the devils possessing the nuns. A vial of the blood of their Lord Jesus Christ. Father Barret then proceeds to use the relic in exorcising the nuns, who act as if they've been cured, until King Louis reveals that the case is empty.
Shocker.
Although it looked like there was a dog treat in there or something.
I mean, yeah.
The possessions and the exorcisms then continue unabated, descending into a massive orgy in which the nuns remove the crucifix and masturbate with it. And by that, I mean they're all like humping it.
They're on top of that.
They are stroking that crucifix.
Father Mignon is both shocked and aroused by the sacrilegious chaos,
he is.
and it is very clear in the uncut version that he is jerking it.
So, yeah.
I love those seemingly ridiculous zooms on what's happening and on his face because they're so jarring that you're like, oh, everyone is fucking nuts right now.
It highlights all the hypocrisy.
Oh, yeah.
Is what it does. And by cutting it, you are making more of a claim about who's good and who's bad versus this being much more on the side of Father Grandier and highlighting the hypocrisy within the Catholic Church, which, makes sense when it's being made by a man who left the Catholic Church.
Yep.
Because of this movie.
Yep.
When he's making this, he's like, that's it. I'm done.
Yep.
Excellent. I love it when art inspires people to free them of constrictions.
Nice word choice.
Thank you. During the chaos, Grandier and Madeleine return. He denies bewitching the nuns and condemns Sister Jeanne, but he and Madeleine are arrested nonetheless. The nuns are returned to the convent, which is now like
a brothel.
Lesbian paradise, kinda.
Yeah.
The convent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're running around naked. They're making out. It's kind of wonderful, except for like what their actions and words have done to ruin someone else's life.
And how it's going to ruin their lives after Father Grandier's, which, karma is a bitch.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sister Jeanne attempts to hang herself, but is cut down before she dies and cured by the nuns. After being given a show trial, Grandier is shaved and tortured. The judges sentence him to death by burning at the stake.
R.I.P. that mustache.
I know.
It's like he
hair.
goes from looking like the hottest man in France to
Vincent D'Onofrio as the kingpin.
I was going to say a weird penis.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, weird penis. Let's go with that one.
Labourdement has also obtained permission to destroy the city's fortifications. Despite pressure to confess to the charges, Grandier refuses and is taken to be publicly burnt at the stake. His executioner promises to strangle him rather than let him suffer death by fire. But Barré starts the fire himself, and Mignon, visibly panic-stricken about the possibility of Grandier's innocence, pulls the noose tight before it can be used to strangle him. As Grandier burns, Labourdement orders for explosive charges to be set off, and the city walls are blown up, causing the reveling townspeople to flee. After the execution, Barré leaves Loudun to continue his witch-hunting activities elsewhere. Labourdement informs Sister Jeanne that Mignon has been put away in an asylum for claiming that Grandier was innocent, and that, quote, with no signed confession to prove otherwise, everyone has the same opinion.
I wonder why.
He gives her Grandier's charred femur and leaves. She then kisses and masturbates with the bone.
It's the closest she's going to get to his boner. Which is what set this entire thing off.
Madeleine, having been released, staggers over the rubble of Loudun's walls and walks out of the ruined city. Oof. Like, holy shit. Okay. In this world of colorful characters, which do you find the most despicable?
Maybe Richelieu.
Yeah?
I mean, it's easy to go with the witch hunter because obviously he's a horrendous person. But Richelieu is really the one setting this all in motion, who wants to, consolidate power and make everything Catholic. And, we're 400 years from the time, basically almost exactly 400 years. We know how well that turns out. I mean, apparently not well enough because we're doing it again, but we know how well that turns out. Let's just say I'm excited about what happens when everyone gets fed up with all that.
Caitlin, how about you?
I mean, I did write that he is a crusty old testicle, so him and maybe it's Labourdement. Laundromat.
Labourdomat? Lobotomy?
Lobotomy.
La Bamba?
The people who are taking using religion to consolidate their political power. Those fuckers.
I hate
right
them.
there.
I hate those shitheads.
For me, it's kind of a three-way tie between Barret, the witch hunter, Father Mignon, because he is, and I think they make direct reference to this at one point near the end. He's the Judas of this. Mm-hmm. He completely betrays
Grande.
Father Grande. Father Grenadine.
I was going to say, Father, what, Urbiana Grande?
Oh, boy.
Oh, you know, for such an upsetting movie, we are having a really good time in this episode, and I'm very thankful for that.
Fun movie. Like, it's a Ken Russell movie. You can't not have fun. We've obviously all been turned on by Oliver Reed and that mustache, so...
Okay. And I think, honestly, King Louis.
Oh, that little shit.
The cavalier attitude he has toward everything, and I have a question about this later, but like everything is just entertainment to him. Because he is in power, he is not worried about being unseated. He doesn't care about anything except his whimsy and his amusement. And the cavalier cruelty of that is staggering to me.
It's almost like monarchy sucks.
Right? Like,
Yeah, something like
wild.
Bad. It's almost like there was a guillotine for a reason. Can't imagine Wyatt.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
So, Amanda, tell me, what was your first experience with this movie?
Okay, so it's a Ken Russell thing for me. I think the first Ken Russell movie I watched was Tommy's The Who. Was The Who's Tommy.
Same.
Yeah, just it's a very good entry point as someone who has the music taste of a middle-aged dad. I like The Who. I've seen them in I've seen them in concert.
Same.
See?
Appreciate you.
So that was the first thing I watched, and I love how horny and operatic everything he makes is. So because of that, I started seeking out more and more, and I watched Listomania, and I love how it turns into a movie about Wagner becoming Mecha Hitler and then Liszt killing him. Here for that. It also has an entire sequence with Liszt and like a massive 10-foot tall vagina.
Nice.
Because why not? So it was part of me seeking out more Ken Russell movies, and obviously I had read about this one because of all of the controversy it caused, so I was very excited to watch it whenever I watched it for the first time. Didn't necessarily know how much I love it as a movie, but I had to watch it just for the controversial nature. Watched it and absolutely loved it, and it was also the movie that made me look at Oliver Reed and go, yeah,
Would.
I see it. I absolutely
Because
see
Tommy
it.
was not that movie.
No, but it's really embarrassing to admit the only person in Tommy that I looked at and was like, I'm feeling things and I shouldn't, is cousin Kevin, and he's horrible. And he's really bad.
I've never actually seen Tommy.
Well, when you see it, if you ever do, you will understand just how horrible a thing that is. Caitlin, clearly.
That makes me excited.
I have some questionable attractions in movies sometimes. Never to women, it's only to men. The questionable, I mean, that tracks.
The questionable nature.
I'm guessing your taste in women is exquisite.
It's perfect. No, it's my taste in men, on the other hand, is
A mess. Chaos.
quite all over the place.
So, Caitlin, what is your history with this movie?
So I think it was 2017 when it landed on Shudder, and I got a text message from a friend saying, "Are you going to watch The Devils?" And I said, "I don't know what that is." He goes, "It's by the director of Tommy. It's one of the most controversial films. You cannot find it anywhere. You're watching this." And I did. I was like, amazing.
Yeah.
Every piece of this, well, I'm no fan of the Catholic Church. So one, love a movie that is also not. Two, the way it is directed, made, the performances are all, I feel, just impeccable. Like, and for very specific reasons also, which I'm going to go into in a moment, of like the acting styles as well, and why some of them are very different than others. And I just think also the design, I'm also going to talk about that, but my God, all the scary white, just,
So I somehow did not see this until 2021. And part of the reason for that is because I kind of read up on it when it first came around on Shudder. But I knew that it wasn't the full version of the movie. Mm-hmm. And I told myself, if I'm ever going to watch this movie, I'm going to watch the full-length version. And then I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then the pandemic hit. And yeah, I've talked about how that turned out for me. And in early March 2021, I was in the hospital. And when I got out and started presenting Femme full-time, I was like, I want to mainline some movies that I've been meaning to watch for a long time. I feel rejuvenated. I want to engage with art again. So I managed to find a torrent of the uncut version of this. And I was like elated. And I watched it by myself late at night. On headphones, probably, because at this point my wife and I had split up, but we were still living together. And I basically just had my jaw hanging open the whole time because I was so stunned by the balance of beauty and grotesquerie in this film. It's uncanny, and it's unlike anything I've really seen other than some Peter Greenaway films. I feel like not all of Ken Russell's movies, but this one in particular feels like it could have been a collaboration with Peter Greenaway. And I kind of love that.
I do love the combination of how beautiful and how grotesque it is, because as a horror movie fan, I love a horror movie that, and I'm not saying this is a horror movie, but I love movies that are gory and horny. And combining that very, like, goopy gore with goopy sex, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yes.
Like, different kind of squelching.
Make that pussy do an eldritch squelch.
Oh, my God.
I can't believe that just came out of my mouth, but it did.
That was the best thing I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Oh my God. But so this movie, and I feel this way about a lot of Ken Russell, is that because he's so operatic, but he does it without being kind of like too much in the way that I sometimes feel that Baz Luhrmann is, where I feel like he's just throwing spaghetti at the wall and doing whatever. It feels very intentional and planned out with Ken Russell. And I love it. Like, I don't like maximalism for the sake of it. But when Ken Russell did it, it hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's find out more about what went into the context for this film in our next category, Faith and Chance.
I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself, because I'm the maker of my own evil. Goodness is only some kind of reflection upon evil. That's all it is.
Caitlin, take me away.
All right, my first one was like, who's excited to talk about Bertolt Brecht? Woo!
I am.
And I know almost nothing about Bertolt Brecht, so I'm excited to learn.
My theater history degree is thrilled right now.
Yes, exactly. So, Bertolt Brecht, 1898 to 1956, German poet, playwright, and really transformed theater almost more than anyone else, Western theater in the mid-century particularly, and shaping this future generation because he created this idea of epic theater, which was in direct opposition to, for those of you who know, Stanislavski, which is one of the acting methods, acting method that a lot of people learn.
They sure do.
And Stanislavski is the theater of illusion. It's the idea, it's like the well-done play. It's trying to bring the audience into your world and making it very realistic and trying to make them feel like they're a part of this and what the characters are. And again, just this veneer
Immersion.
an immersion into this.
Yeah,
The world
that's
of the
definitely
play.
the principle I operated by when I was doing theater scores and sound design, is that, it's a play. You're already suspending so much disbelief. So let's really bring you into that world so you can feel like you're a part of it.
And
Brecht wanted to be
Yes.
more confronting. It was much.
Yes.
He was so political, and it was about taking a lot of using history very much so as a window into current political climates. He's very anti-Nazi. He is German. He worked with Kurt Weill, who did the music and like Threepenny Opera, and Weill was Jewish, and they ended up on the run in Paris, and he left Germany too because of his political leanings.
as a big Marxist, very anti-bourgeoisie.
Yep.
He had friends at the part of this, the Dadaists. I don't know what, because I also have a drama degree, and a lot of that was drama history. So, hooray! And I don't know what documentary it was, but it was definitely on French avant-garde theater. And at one point, the guy's just like, "And the Dadaists." And so I cannot hear it in my head.
Oh my god.
And Dadaism is very nihilistic and anti beauty and just very tearing things down. So he's coming from this as well and combining all of these ideas into.
Oh, wait, May, do you know the Doors song Whiskey Bar?
Yeah.
That's Kurt Weill.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's a cover.
That explains the lyrics.
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand it. I always thought it was just Jim Morrison being a creep.
No,
and
I
now
mean,
I'm like, oh, it was a confronting political thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
And because of the idea is to not be realistic, to put that estrangement effect.
Artifice, almost.
Yes, artifice. So you'll have actors breaking and talking to the audience, or actors playing several roles. They are not interested in pretending like this is reality. They want that dissonance from you, because then it's not making you feel, it's making you think.
That is fascinating.
And this is from the Encyclopedia Britannica. But I was like, awesome, perfect. This idea that, quote, while still providing entertainment, it should be strongly didactic and capable of provoking social change. In the realistic theater of illusion, Brecht, argued, the spectator tends to identify with the characters on stage and become emotionally involved with them, rather than being stirred to think about his own life.
So it's about, think about the greater good, what's outside, what's going on, not just your home life. It's not about you.
Right.
Not everything is about you.
The kitchen sink kind of dramas that were happening especially in England at the time. Very smaller productions, very trend realism. And this is coming out of fuck your realism, fuck your capitalism. We need to change some shit here.
Which is, so a lot of what I studied in college was very much Brechtian theater. It was just that the advisor that I chose, who I loved, that was his thing, and I chose that because of it. I went to the college I went to because I had a whole theory about using theater as social justice and for political change. Sort of aligned. And it's very weird. Like, that's my theatrical mindset, and my film mindset is where it's much more kitchen sink, confront you at home.
Got it.
And a lot of those were very common, particularly, as I was saying, in England, because they had big censorship laws on the books. Like almost everywhere, I feel like, especially in the West, did, leading up to the 60s, which is when we see a huge fall in the censorship laws. In England in 1960, the Crown brought obscenity charges against Penguin for publishing Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Oh, that's fascinating. I was just reading about that movie today.
The new one or which version?
No, the original one.
Okay.
And Penguin got the not guilty verdict, and this was kind of a watershed moment in England and really broke through what obviously became the swinging 60s. So in 61, a year after this, John Robert Whiting wrote The Devils. So this is based on a play, which is also based on the Aldous Huxley book.
Right.
Which is based on a true story.
True story, yep. So we're bringing in pieces of theater here. And since so much of what was happening was based in the theatrical world, that was happening on film. Like, they're taking all of this from theater because it was still pretty new. We're still only like 40 years into...
Yep. Theater's where it all starts. And also, Ken Russell was an opera director.
Yes! Speaking of the operatic. And then we also have Derek Jarman, who was the production designer. And this was actually what like first kind of clicked with me, where I was like, this feels very... There is this beautiful artifice to it. That there are pieces like, why is this guy acting like this is a huge, like the duck guys.
Oh, yeah, like the two
surgeon.
scientist surgeon guys. Yeah.
And then you have like Oliver Reed giving this beautiful performance. And Vanessa Redgrave just throwing herself.
Going for it.
Oh, she threw her whole nunnery into this.
You're just waiting to say that, weren't you?
Nope, that literally just came to me on the fly.
I love that. And so we have like all these kind of disparate also acting styles going on, and again, the very bright white that could never exist in reality. And it's all like Peter Greenaway. I very much felt that watching this movie as well, where there is that like theatrical element of, I know I'm watching a film, but I am supposed to know that. And this is supposed to be triggering a response where I am thinking about politicians and scandal. And in the 60s, as people are starting to have more television, there starts to be more media access and more politicians are under scrutiny. So we are seeing a lot more political scandals. I think I feel like 60s and 70s are also when people started to talk more about what was happening within the Catholic Church in terms of child molestation. And that is becoming more known as well. And so through all of these things, you kind of get this very confronting, very politically minded art.
It's some of the best art. It really is.
Yeah.
That explosion of creativity that comes after intense censorship.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's part of why 70s film in particular just really hits for me. And especially 70s European and British films.
Have you seen... Okay, this is going to be the weirdest fucking thing. But I did a whole thing years ago about 70s Italian cinema.
Oh, I mean, I'm a huge Giallo fan.
Okay,
so I've
I don't mean Giallo. I mean their dramas. 70s Italian cinema. There's a lot of movies about World War II. Not that we weren't making World War II movies here as well or in other countries, but I feel like in Italy, there's this whole slew of these movies about the World War II era, and they all do a very interesting thing in how they depict Nazis, fascists. They're all sexual deviants. I watched them all. It's really the thing. It's a lot of female directors, too. You get, like, Lena Wertmuller and Liliana Cavani, who makes The Night Porter, which is literally about a BDSM relationship between a Nazi guard and a former prisoner.
Yeah.
Haunting. Bleak.
Yeah, we're going to cover that on here eventually, because I've never watched it, because I know it's going to be very confronting.
I've seen it so many times because I've written so much about it.
I love that.
It's a very Freudian thing, because in the 70s, like, there's this idea, and we definitely still think about it here in the States, of, like, Freudian thought taking over, and because you're combining it with the idea of free love, you know, we think of everything as, like, being analyzed through that lens. Here in the States, by the 70s, we'd actually kind of stopped analyzing things through a Freudian lens and had moved to something called New Historicism, where you were looking at things in the context of the time that they were made in. But, you know, a place like Italy, where they're analyzing things, it's a few years behind us. They're still in that Freudian psychoanalytic thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun way to analyze things, even if a lot of it's bunk. It's great when you're a teenager. It's really easy to read a book and be like, yes, he's clearly stuck in the phallic stage of Freud's psychosexual stages of development. Totally. Especially when
it's
you
like
haven't
the
read
film
the book.
bro. It's the film bro philosophy.
Exactly. They are stuck in that phase.
Really about his penis.
So easy to write those essays, though.
Right?
You just find a few choice passages and you can make it sing. But yeah, so this movie, by like 71, you know, you've got these different kind of schools of thought of how you analyze something, and especially its historical context. Of course, this is British, which historically they tend to align more with what's going on in the States. You know, their periods of racism tend to align with ours.
Yep.
Right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But also in terms of queer rights and when the tide started to turn. So it's very similar what's going on in the English film market and the U.S. film market at the same times.
Right.
Yeah, with the fall of the Hays Code in the 60s and
64
everything just
is
kind
when
of boom.
It was 58 that weakened it because of, I mean, Some Like It Hot was a huge, because it did not pass the censorship board. And Billy Wilder was like, I don't care.
Yep.
And it came out and was such a success that it really weakened the code.
It's one of the best movies ever fucking made.
It's amazing.
Hey, people love people in drag. That's all it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry about it.
But it's 64 that really it like ends. But yeah, in England it's the same. You have by like 54, the Wolf and Din report comes out, which I think it decriminalized homosexuality, which had been criminalized.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a little bit ahead of us in terms of better queer representation on screen by a few years. 3, actually. No, more than 3, like a decade. It's okay. 3 if you're talking romantic. 3 if you're talking romantic movies with happy endings. More than that if you're just talking positive depictions that are overt and not coded.
Got it.
Which is actually a Dirk Bogarde movie, is what was considered the first like positive queer depiction on screen, because Dirk Bogarde, who is the guy in The Night Porter, was gay in real life.
Oh.
So anyone who would have known when that movie came out, like, would have been in the know. BFI archivists discovered in the last few years that movie, which is a 60s movie, is actually not the first positive depiction that they can find, but a 1959 play for television called South that played on like the BBC is.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool.
And as you're talking about, like, Derek Jarman, who's also gay, and this really launched his career as a filmmaker and, like, very experimental in these, and he was very, very gay.
And a huge gay rights advocate and a huge supporter of, like, taking care of people who have AIDS because
Shocking.
he cared about people.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know about Derek Jarman because of his work with Coil, which, Caitlin, I still need to make you an intro to Coil mix so you can understand why I love them so much. But yeah, they provided the theme for his film Blue in 1993. But they also scored his film The Angelic Conversation, which is primarily slow-moving images of homosexuals, and it's set to Coil's beautiful kind of orchestrally ambient score while Judi Dench reads Shakespeare sonnets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's just like hypnotic and beautiful and obviously like a little bit sad, but I love it.
I mean, you can also see the influences of a movie like this on something like Giggle in 1982 and on Fassbender, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ken Russell left Catholicism. He was like a practicing Catholic at one point and went, wow, this history sucks. Which it really does. I also, just when I was reading through some of this, I was like, oh my God, this is so boring. Catholicism is so boring. I went to Catholic school for 2 years, everyone. I do want to say that.
I'm sorry.
My condolences.
Yeah. I was also not Catholic or Anglican.
Oh.
But everyone thought we were Catholic because I was pegged as Irish so hard. Like, I had a teacher
know that feeling.
Be like, oh, it's the one with the Irish face. Yeah. So it was like, oh, how did you know? So everyone just assumed I was Catholic. So I did, like, have my first communion.
Oh my God.
I know I wasn't Catholic at all.
You tricked
like
them.
The confession. Everyone else was doing it. I just wanted to be part of the group.
Oh my God. Wait, do you remember what you confessed to? Did you just make shit up? I feel like I would just make shit up.
Because you're in second grade.
Yeah,
so
what do you have to confess
what is the
to?
worst? I was like, I've been mean to my sister. I didn't pick that thing up when I should have picked it up. It was like the lamest.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make you confess in second grade.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really healthy.
Think what I would have confessed in second grade. I think I'm a girl.
Right? Oh my God. That is one of the spots. I would run around and I would kiss the girls on the playground.
Oh my God. I probably would have said I think I'm a witch.
Oh, yep. Yeah, no, that would have been me in like fourth grade once I saw The Craft.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I would have been like, I think I cast a spell that hurt someone. Oops.
But yeah, that, like,
whoops.
Oops. Like, oh no. It's just like the repression for years. I personally was like, no sex before marriage. This is fucking wild, mate. No sex before marriage. Going to hell. No swearing. Also going to hell.
Oh my God, what? How did you do that?
I would get really, really, especially me, I'm always like, fuck, shit, motherfucker.
Right.
No, but I've really changed. I was so afraid of, like, I didn't even want to say the word hell. And it would come up, like, in songs, I would specifically, like, not
duck
sing
out.
it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I actually asked my mom if I could start swearing.
I did the same thing.
Yep.
When I
was like, okay, so everyone is swearing now, and I would like to swear, but not anything too bad, but just like crap, damn, hell, baby shit. My mom was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. When my mom, my sister, and I now we just curse like fucking sailors. So my mom was just like, yeah, What are you asking me?
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god.
I love learning Caitlin history.
Oh, it's lore. It's a lore drop. Oh my god.
So speaking of lore, tell me about this piece of lore or about the film.
Oh, that it was rated X in the UK and the US, and I couldn't really figure out if that was even with some of the cuts, a lot of the cuts.
I think it was.
Yes, it was.
That was even with the cuts.
Yes,
because
that was just the
wasn't
only way he
cuts.
could release it.
Yeah, it wasn't restored until what? Is it like 05? I think
Like that,
that
yeah.
a restoration happened and nobody could even access that until May. I think you're right. It started just someone put it up on an illegal site in probably the something teens. And that's, how I saw it, totally legally.
Because you can get it in the UK, or you at least were able to get it in the UK, the extended uncut version on disc. We have a video store here in Seattle. It's very exciting. And I went there, and they had actually 4 copies of The Devils.
Oh my god.
But half of them were region 2, and the 2 that weren't were not in the store.
Darn.
One of them was like 10 days overdue, too. I was like, they're never getting that back. That just drives me nuts.
Because it's so hard to get your hands on.
And Maeve, my roommate, has it, but our region 2 player is not working.
Yep.
So I was like, well, glad I have this downloaded. And I uploaded it for both of you in case you needed it.
And then
Caitlin, I'm assuming that's how you watched it.
Yes.
My husband downloaded it and has it on his Dropbox account.
Excellent.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you found a good one.
He downloaded that, and there's this Czech version of Beauty and the Beast that's proper gothic horror.
Oh,
and is
yeah,
so
I know
hard to
about that.
Oh, they're playing it at the Metrograph in New York City this weekend. I am going.
Excellent.
But it's very hard to find. I tried to do it on another podcast, and the link I sent them, by the time they went to it, had been pulled. So I found it again. Yep. I found it again recently. Someone re-put it up. And so my husband was like, send it to me. I'm downloading it. We're hosting it. We're not losing this one again.
Can you send me that when we're done recording?
I can share it with you.
I mean, this ban was so prolific that Finland didn't lift the ban until 2001. You could not see this movie in Finland until 2001.
30 years after it was originally released.
30 years, yep.
Film censorship is such a fascinating thing because
A fascinating, stupid thing.
Yeah, and actually Ken Russell in 2007 directed A Kitten for Hitler, which was written as an experiment, as a challenge by his friend to write a script that would immediately get banned.
Yep.
And somehow it still got made.
Yep.
Well, all
Just
you have to do is
fucking
piss off the
hilarious.
Catholics, and then
Well, I mean, the
Banned.
Hays Code was Catholic. It was the Breen administration. It was all Catholic morality laws. So that's what it was all based on, and that's why it's
And-
also bullshit.
Yep. Well, speaking of things that are
Bullshit?
not bullshit.
Well, I was going to say bullshit
sorry.
is the 71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah,
things that are
bullshit.
bullshit, this has a 71% on
bullshit.
Rotten Tomatoes based on 34 reviews. It
Rude.
also has an 8.2 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes, which
So
seems...
is that the audience score?
Maybe that's the audience score, because that seems very incongruous. On IMDb, it has a 7.7 out of 10.
Also too low, but people on IMDb suck, so.
Correct. But on Letterboxd, it has a 4.2 out of 5 or an 8.4
Still
out of
too
10,
low.
which is closer to what it should be, but is still a little too low.
The Letterboxd,
And-
that's kind of high for Letterboxd, though. Everyone seems to be in like the 3.5, I feel like.
Well, yeah, because there's always some hater.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck them.
Well, speaking of haters, let's make that money. And now we're going to dig into the meat, the goo, and the viscera in a section we call Enough is a Myth.
No. I've done enough.
Enough is a myth.
I love those words.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm really glad. When I made our outline template, I was like messing with some stuff, and Caitlin gave me some guidance on some things, but I'm pretty happy with where we've ended up. So I'm glad you appreciate it. Okay. Politics and religion, particularly the abuses of those systems of power, are depicted in the film as essentially the ultimate corrupting forces of humanity, with Grandier as their scapegoat. But he never renounces his love for God or his community, even in his dying breath. I think I know the answer to this already, because you hinted at it earlier, but was Grandier a corrupt abuser of power himself, or a man guided by genuine love?
I mean, I think he's a flawed human, and I think the Catholic Church's rules are stupid, and that he should be allowed... Look, if priests could marry and fuck, we'd have a lot less pedophiles as priests, because that's who's going there for the specific reason of not only is it a shield, but it's also, maybe I can stop myself, but they can't because they fucking suck. And it's like, I don't know, maybe humans by and large are sexual beings. Are there people who are ace or aro? Yes. They're not becoming priests though.
Right.
So, and unless every priest was, which... wonderful, that'd be great if that aligned, but it's not, then, you have this horrible, like law saying, it's not a law, but, rule saying you cannot do a very normal thing. So who goes to it? And of course, the more I've learned about history in the Catholic Church and how it really started, that rule has become stricter as the years have gone on and become more of actually a thing that they enforce versus the original history of the church, which is just about power, like everything. So yeah, he's flawed, but I think he does believe in what he's doing, and we see him actually do good in his community. He does care about the people, but unlike the greater Catholic Church of France, who want to consolidate all the power, he's happy to live in peace with other religions. And that's a huge difference. So I don't know.
Especially for Catholics.
I'd take the fornicator who actually cares over the holier-than-thou sanctimonious witch hunter bullshit.
Who's
Despite
fornicating anyway.
Yeah.
The forearms.
I am pro-fornication.
Pro-fornication, pro-forearm, pro-foreskin?
Yes.
Sorry, I had to call back to that.
Oh my god,
Caitlin, what do you think about this? What do you think about Grandier?
I think there's both, because I think pre-getting married, he was. I mean, that
he a whore.
Yeah, and it was known. And actually, part of the idea of celibacy was like you weren't at first was like unmarried,
Right?
So you just weren't supposed, you could be married, was what the celibacy was at first.
Okay.
I know, it's also very complicated, and when you read through it, it's just like...
It's so stupid.
Whoa, yeah, it doesn't make sense, so it's hard to like...
Well, it doesn't make sense because it wasn't really founded out of some devotion to God. It was founded to be... It was a bank. It was political power. The Catholic Church.
Yep.
My husband just gave me a what are you talking about look, so and he agreed when I said the Catholic Church.
yes. And so like I think his morals are not in a wrong place.
Yeah.
In terms of what he does believe in clergy celibacy and the rules pertaining around that, is like, yeah, you are correct. And again, it's really amazing how historically accurate the plot points. I know he took a lot more from Huxley's book than Whiting's play. And there's just that push-pull. It's almost, he's still part of this corrupt system. And again, at the beginning, I really felt like taking advantage of that and being like having, this wild woman with her baby that has the pleasure of watching its daddy get burnt at the stake.
Why is her face painted the whole time?
I think it has to do with the dissonance as part of it, like keeping that almost like inhuman, but also the very like aristocracy France made up like.
That makes sense because when we think of like the French court and all that, we do think of that makeup.
Yeah, and it's interesting that she's the only person in Loudun who does that.
It's like her and then the king, right?
Mm-hmm. Which, would be wealth. You know, you've got status, or as they say in England, status.
So what's really interesting for me is I don't see him as abusing his power pre-marrying Madeline. I think he just knows what his desires are and refuses to repress them. But it does not seem like he's using his position to coerce anyone into sex with him. It seems like people are seeking out sex with him. And it is hard to blame them because, again...
Did you see the mustache?
We all would. We've established we all would.
Right. I think I like that facet of it because it's not like he was using his position to coerce or corrupt.
Oh, yeah. I don't think, not corruption.
No, I think it was all consensual sex. They wanted to fuck him, and would you blame them?
But also from a religious aspect, it doesn't seem like he was using his position to corrupt anyone. It seems like, yes, he is subscribing to many of the tenets of the Catholic religion. However, it seems like at his core and at the core of his beliefs is that God loves his parishioners. Yeah. That these are God's people and they don't deserve to be punished for being human. And I find that really fascinating, especially because he is based on a real person. And the idea of someone having that much empathy within the Catholic Church in the mid-1600s is kind of unheard of.
Yeah, the doctrine is not nice.
Well, and then you were accused of witchcraft. And you were tortured. Like, this was,
and if you were... stood by it. He stood by his beliefs.
Right, and that's why I said he does not renounce his love for either God or his community, even in his dying breath, because he doesn't. He cares so deeply for the people of Loudun. He just wants them to be safe and prosperous. And you can see that empathy when he goes in to essentially give the last rites to Madeline's mother as she's dying of the plague. He's not afraid of her. He is not disgusted by her. He wants her to be at peace as much as possible. And I don't know, I find that really interesting. I find that level of empathy admirable.
Well, it's also, I think we have to remember that a religious leader in a town like this, in that time period, that's their equivalent of a politician, basically. Right. You know, we'd replace those with mayors and governors and councilmen and whatnot. And that's what he is for this town. It's not just the religious aspect, but that's how you had political power.
Right. But he's not playing politics.
No,
either.
He actually believes it.
Yeah.
Right. And again, that is really admirable.
And rare for all time periods.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he's essentially against sexual repression, which holds a great deal of the blame for the events that unfold in the film. And a lot of that is centered around Sister Jeanne. And at one point, she briefly relents and says that he is innocent. Why do you think she goes back on that and realigns herself with her torturers?
I mean, is it just a brief moment of conscience? You know, did she think through everything that would happen when she made these claims?
Yeah, and I mean, especially because one of the first things that happens is that torturous enema that is given to her. And I believe in Huxley's book, because this is referenced in materials about the film. In Huxley's book, it is described as akin to a rape in a public toilet, which is absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for her, though, she wouldn't see it that way. It's more reaching this like religious, ecclesiastic like state of being and getting the demons out. Like, this is the way you do this. And since there's a lot of punishment in Catholicism, like, I mean, she self-flagellates at one point, right?
Yes, as she's masturbating.
Yes, yes, exactly.
She's a kinky bitch.
It's this one, right?
That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted him dead.
Right.
I think she just wanted him to do what she wanted. She wanted to force his hand to be their confessor, and this is what she thought of, because this isn't a mature woman.
Right. And she wanted him to be their confessor so that she could get closer to him, because within the confines of her sexual repression, she is obsessed with him. I mean,
fair.
We especially see that at the end when she uses his charred femur bone
burnt up.
Yep.
And sticks it in herself. Like, that is some strange behavior.
And
like, I'm not going to kink shame, but that's a little far.
It's a bit weird, yeah.
And you're so, like, this is something that you are not supposed to feel. So this is bad, especially if you're a nun, even though nuns were also fucking. Everyone was fucking.
Uh-huh.
They just were saying they weren't.
Yeah.
Right.
And some of it was consensual. Fuck me.
Yeah.
So, like, this idea, she may have thought she was actually being possessed by a demon. Like, this is literally a demon inside of me.
That's true. Her desire being so strong and she has no context for what these feelings are, what it means.
Outlet.
And that is actually a perfect segue into my third question. The actions of both the political and religious antagonists, especially Barre, are highly theatrical, as if they know their plot would not succeed if treated in a grounded and reasonable way. King Louis, especially, seems to treat everything as a game. Do you think they truly believe in what they're doing, or is it simply another form of control they're exerting over people for power and personal gain?
Yes.
Yeah. The higher up they are in the hierarchy, the more they know this is bullshit and they're doing it for their own reasons.
Yep.
Someone like Sister Jeanne, I think you're right, Caitlin, she has no context. She doesn't know what these feelings are. Why do I feel this? Yeah.
And the nuns are cloistered at this point. I was at one point looking up like the different sects of nunneries and things. So I was like, I'm not going to go into this. This is so wild. But the Ursuline monks, they were actually cloistered. So at this point, they weren't out and about.
Right.
So there was very little contact with the outside world. And also, if you're living in a community, in a society where you're not being taught any form of sex ed or anything that, hey, your body is going to go through these changes, you're going to feel these feelings, and they start to happen, they are overwhelming. Like, the first time you feel sexual desire, it's insane, there are weird feelings going down in a certain part of your body that you're just like, do I just need to pee? What's going on here?
And when it's like, this is one of the worst sins you could ever do is like feel this way.
And if you have no context, so you start feeling that and it takes over your entire body, and you don't just have the idea that, oh, I'm horny, okay, just gotta beat one out. Mm-hmm. Sure, you could easily see that as possession. Your body is being possessed by lust.
As someone who listened to previous episode on the Neon Demon may have had some impulse control issues surrounding sex, yes.
Well, speaking of impulse control, let's play a game.
Oh my god.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
Okay, Caitlin, what's our game this week?
Okay, so one of my questions is already answered, so I'm not going to do that one.
Okay.
I was going to be like, name one of the other, like, name a Ken Russell and Oliver Reed, like, one of their other movies that they did, and then Amanda just went through, like, all of them. So I was like, well, don't do that. And I only actually had one other question because this, like, because this is so dense and again, very historical, I'm like, I'm not going to ask you, what is the difference between a Benedictine and an Ursuline nun? Go.
I have no idea.
The saints?
Right? What? Yes, correct.
Oh,
Nailed
interesting.
it.
Yes.
This was actually not one of my questions, but I will say, because I looked this up, Benedictines are also very, very quiet. Like don't have to be silent, but they're heavily encouraged. They can be very,
those
very
ones.
Yes,
I think I saw them in a TV
solitary.
show once.
Evil.
Yep, and evil.
Yep. I love that show.
And then Ursuline monks, were cloistered, and they were more like education and other things. They basically like invented the education system as it stands in the Western.
So that's why it's so fucked up.
Oh, yeah. And you know what else is fucked up? So this was my actual question. What problem was the Catholic Church trying to solve when they instituted the clerical celibacy in the 11th century? FYI, by the way, everyone, this wasn't a thing until the 11th century.
Ooh. Oh, wait, was it bastard children?
Nepotism. It's children. Yep, bastards and nepotism.
I remember this one, yes.
Interesting.
What were you going to say, May? I do want to hear what you're going to say. Sorry, I was just so
was
excited.
Gonna say that like the Catholic Church has largely always been about controlling women, and I assumed it had something to do with making it so women could no longer have any influence over the church, because if priests were involved with women, then that might be happening. But
the smart answer.
Thank you.
Right. That would make sense.
Answer.
So this is all because of nepotism, because they didn't want to have like clerical dynasties.
Yep.
Huh.
So it is, again, you'd be like, well, Paul said this. Well, whoever else said
my
that.
dad fathered this. Yeah, you can't just, we know he's your real father, but he's also father to us. Thank you very much.
That is so interesting.
Takes daddy to a whole new.
So they were trying to solve a problem that was sort of worthy of solving, but they went about it in a
very wrong
bad
way. Yeah, and then tried to be like, well,
can you imagine if they tried to enact that with politicians to avoid nepotism?
Maybe we should.
I mean, let's be honest, politicians do not deserve to have sex.
Yeah,
but if we try to ban them from having sex, things would get worse.
And then who gets attracted to that job is even worse than what we already have.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was going to say that's how you get the pedophiles, but we already have them.
Yep.
And like you were saying, like priests and clergy were seen also as they were politicians.
Yeah, it's that level of power.
Right there with everyone else.
It's fucking corrupting.
And this is why we get awesome movies like The Devils.
It's true.
Unfortunately, but we do get awesome
we get great art because of horrible people.
Yep.
We do.
Woo!
So I'm personally going to categorize this as a Punisher. It is a movie I love, but it is not something you sit down and watch casually. It's not something you recommend to friends lightly. There's a guy, Bill, who attends Terror Tuesday and a lot of the other movies that I go to. I recently found out that he's a therapist, just like so many other people in my life. Shout out to Bill. And I love his Letterboxd reviews because he always ends them with a note. Level of concern your friends will have if you recommend this movie. And I think that's a great feature of his reviews. And I feel like this is the kind of movie where, like, yeah, your friends are going to be real concerned if you recommend this movie if they are not used to the kind of movies that you watch.
Yeah. I watched this with Brian. I don't think Brian had seen this, my partner. And I was like, so what do you think? He goes, I was punished.
Excellent.
That was so pleasing. I love this movie.
I mean, like personally, yes, I do love this movie. I do agree with May, though. I probably wouldn't just for nunsploitation. This is not the one I would necessarily just put on.
Right.
That's true. I wouldn't just recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, so I will say, yes, this is a Punisher, even though I get a lot of pleasure from watching this movie.
I don't know, maybe I would just recommend it to anybody. There's the people who appreciate me and would know why, and then there are the people who I want to assault their eyeballs with this movie.
I was going to say, just like, trick you.
Because they deserve watch it. Which I find pleasing, knowing that they would be uncomfortable. So I'm going with pleaser.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I love this.
This is when I will play devil's advocate. To use a phrase that I now hate, but I think is apt in this episode only.
And then bin it. Throw it in the bin.
Yep,
no one else can use it. We're done.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
I feel like we get to this point, I'm like, we've said so much.
I know.
It's so wonderful.
It's in there as a just in case. I think the only thing I wanted to say is that the music in this is extremely striking. It is so discordant. And even the classical dance pieces that are in the film, which are from the 1600s, they're so off-putting the way they're used. So much of the film is a cacophony of both sound and images, and I think that the score perfectly complements everything that's going on. I feel like a different filmmaker trying to adapt this story would have gone with a traditional, classical, sweeping score, and I think that would do a total disservice to the story that it's telling.
Yeah.
So I cannot remember the composer's name at this moment. I apologize, but you did a good job, bud. So, with all that said, it's time to wrap up with what awaits you next time.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
All right, you've heard Julie James scream, and that brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey, fellow travelers. If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review wherever you can, because that helps more people find the show. It makes us all tingly inside, especially down there. You can find us on Instagram at Pleasers and Punishers, and on Blue Sky at Pleasers Punishers. You can also email us at pleaserspunisherspodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Everson Poe. You can find my music on Ampwell, Bandcamp, and streaming services as Everson Poe, 2 separate words, and you can hear me podcasting on Tender Subject and Slayerfest 98. Caitlin, where can you be found on the internet?
I can be found at Caitlin of the North on Blue Sky and Instagram, and then Cat of the North on Letterboxd. I need to get better at posting on everything because I've just fallen off the face of the earth. But I was also going to say, I do have, as part of the 48-hour film project, I do have a short film coming out. The premiere is going to be on November 17th. It is called The Critic, and if that becomes widely available, hopefully someday, I will let everyone know where to find that.
Hell yeah. And Amanda, where can you be found online? And, if you want to tell people a little bit more about Perfectly Good Moment, please plug away, because I want more people to watch that movie.
Yeah,
You've seen me promote it on social media.
I have. You're one of its 131 users on Letterboxd who's loved it.
Aw.
Okay, so as May said, firstly, you can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at Amanda Jane Stern. You can find me on Letterboxd at Witchy Wanderer. And I have a movie. It's called Perfectly Good Moment. It is a 2-character, 1-location erotic revenge thriller about a couple that's been together on and off for 8 years. When they met, she was 19. He was 34. And it's 8 years later, 6 months after they last broke up, and she's back with more than just a reunion in mind. So if you like sex and revenge, then you should watch it. It's on Tubi.
Sex and revenge, sold.
And you used an intimacy coordinator for the film,
We did have an intimacy
really made
coordinator.
a huge difference.
it made it so easy to film that by the time we were filming, it was a very kind of, for me and Steven at least, I know there was like behind the scenes of, oh my God, it's 100 degrees where we're filming and we have to move the camera and oh no, are we going to run overtime? But me and Steven were just sitting there laughing in between takes. Because we'd rehearsed so much and we'd done so much with the intimacy coordinator and with our director and gone over boundaries. So it was such a comfortable environment that it was just like playing pretend, and there was never any moment of I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable, or him not feeling safe or comfortable. And we'd like get home every night and text each other, oh, that was a great day, I love working with you. I'm serious, we texted each other every single night.
That makes me so happy. And I love that you two get along so well in real life, because, you know, sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, how much of this is acting? And it's really good to know that he was really
so
acting.
Different. Oh my God, he's so different from our relationship in real life is so different from on screen. It's a lot of like us teasing each other, or him getting locked out of his Google account and calling me to help walking through how to reset his password.
Oh my God, that's adorable. I love that so
helping
much.
him with his actor's access page because he forgets how to log into it. Yes. Or upload videos to it. He could not be less like that character, which is what made it so easy to film.
That's fucking awesome. Well, speaking of things that are awesome, next week's episode, continuing Nunsploitation Month, is going to be on the 1981 Italian horror film, The Other Hell. And of Bruno Mattei's movies I've watched so far, which is a handful, this is the only one I would say is good, and it is really good. I got to see this for Terror Tuesday a couple months ago, and as soon as Caitlin and I decided to do a Nunsploitation Month, I knew I wanted to talk about this movie. It is fascinating.
And I've never seen it, so I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. Well,
I was going to say, and like I told you, I found it in the sexploitation.
Oh, yes, which is interesting.
Subgenre, Nunsploitation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, until next week, listeners, do some aftercare, clean your toys, set healthy boundaries, and
may your body be consumed by eternal fire.
Oh my God.